The ground remembered me. That is the only way I can say it. The stone beneath my boots split, and what came through was not rock, not earth, not anything with a name I knew, but it knew mine. I felt it the way you feel someone's gaze on the back of your neck in a quiet room. Recognition. Not hostile, not warm. The attention of something so large that it's noticing you is itself an event. Rise was shouting. I could see her mouth moving, but the sound arrived late, stretched thin by the resonance in the chamber. Bello had dropped her scanner. Holt had not moved. The floor rose around me like a cupped hand, stone curling upward at the edges, and I stood at the center of the pond while the thing that had been bedrock became surface. It did not look like a creature. I want to be clear about that. There were no eyes, no limbs, no face. What rose through the cavern floor was terrain, living terrain, a dark surface, smooth as glass in places, ridged like bark in others, warm to the touch in a way that stone is not, breathing in a rhythm so slow each breath took minutes. The color of deep water, the color of the glyphs on my skin that were not the precursors. The door had not fallen. It stood exactly where it had always stood, four faces open. But now I could see what I had never understood. It was not built on the foundation. It grew from it. The base of the door merged with the dark surface seamlessly, the same material, the same slow breath. The precursors had not placed their machine on the bedrock. The bedrock had offered it up, the way a tree offers a branch. The door is part of it, I said. It always was. Bello, pressed against the cavern wall with rays, was staring. The resonance frequency of the door and the subsurface mass are identical. They have always been identical. I had the data. No one was meant to see it, Holt said. Until now. The sentence on my skin pulsed. Both halves, question and answer, precursor and other, and where they met, where silver touched dark on my forearm, I felt a new sensation. Not a word, not a direction, a sense. The way you suddenly become aware of a room's dimensions in the dark, not by seeing but by feeling the air move against your skin, and knowing that the walls are close or far. I could feel the grid. Not a map, not the overhead view the archive had shown me. The grid from below, from inside the foundation. Every world above me, a weight, a warmth, a frequency, like feeling the footsteps of everyone in a building while you stand in the basement. Thousands of worlds, pressing down, alive. And then it turned. Not physically, there was nothing to turn. But the attention shifted the way a spotlight swings, and instead of me feeling the grid from below, the foundation was feeling upward through me, looking. Using my eyes, my ears, my rebuilt nervous system as a window onto the surface it had been buried beneath for 10,000 years. It saw the cavern, the red emergency lights, the ice above, the steel blast doors. It saw them through me, and I felt its response the way I had felt its patience, not as a thought but as a weather system, vast and slow moving through my chest. Curiosity. 10 millennia in the dark, and it was curious. It can see you, I said. Through me. I am not just a throat, I am eyes. The translator goes both ways. Rays raised a weapon. Instinct. There was nothing to aim at. What does it see? Holt asked. Still calm, still warm, still calculating. Everything I see, the cavern, the ice, you. The foundation's attention moved through me like a lens adjusting. It looked at Bello, passing interest, rays, the same, the cavern walls, the door it had grown from its own body. Then it looked at Holt and it stopped. The curiosity in my chest curdled into something sharper, not anger, not recognition exactly, familiarity, the way you stop in a crowd because a voice sounds like someone you knew decades ago. The foundation looked at Holt through my eyes, and it lingered, and in the space of that lingering I felt a frequency I had not felt before. Old, faint, buried so deep in Holt's presence that I had never noticed it, but the foundation noticed immediately, because it was the foundation's own frequency. It knew its own voice. Holt, I said. It knows you. She did not deny it. She did not explain. She looked directly at me, at the thing looking through me, and for the first time since I had met her the warmth in her face reached her eyes. Hello, she said. Not to me. And the foundation answered. Not through me, through her. A single dark glyph surfaced on the inside of Holt's left wrist, rising through the skin like a bruise, and it was not new, it was old, faded, worn soft the way a scar wears soft after years. It had been there all along, hidden beneath her sleeve, and it was the same glyph I carried the name, the third word. The waking thing's name written on Holt's skin in the thing's own hand. She rolled her sleeve back, slowly, not for the foundation, which could already see. For us, there was not one glyph on her wrist, there were 7.